Good morning students, I myself Divakar Pandey from KUNTI NAGAR Modern English School NAWADA and welcome to you in your e-learning class. Today I am going to provide you my next video lecture for class 6 and lesson is 8 in Civics and the topic is shape rural livelihood. In my previous video, as I have discussed about different types of people in Kalpattu like Sekhar, like Ramlingam, Kruthama and Tulsi, how they earn their livelihood and which type of work to which they belong. Now today I am going to describe about different types of agriculture, which type of agriculture is done in hilly areas. Do you know in hilly areas farmers always do terrace farming? How? Now come to the chapter and listen to my video very carefully. This is the important function of farming and it is done in hilly areas, that is called terrace farming. Nagaland is a state in our country where this type of terrace farming is done. Now we come to know about a particular village that's name is Chizami. So this is a village that is called Chizami, which is located in Fake district in Nagaland. Where it is located? It is located in Fake district in Nagaland. Question will be asked, where is Chizami located? Then answer will be Chizami is located in Fake district in Nagaland. The people of Chizami belong to the Chekshan community and they do terrace cultivation. Terrace cultivation means that the land on a hill slope is made into flat plots and carved out in a stage. And the sides of each plot are raised in order to retain water, so that water could retain here. This slopes allows water to stand in the field, which is best for rice cultivation. Like this we can say terrace farming is very beneficial for rice cultivation. The people of Chizami have their own individual fields, but do you know they also work collectively in each other fields, and they form a group of 6 or 8 people and take an entire mountainside to clean the weeds on it. Each groups work together and they lunch together after their farming work, and like this they do this type of farming for several days until the work is completed. Now we come to know about agricultural labor and farmers in India. Now in this topic we have already studied about the situation of Kalpattu village, how agricultural laborers earn their livelihood and what is the situation of farmers in our country, India. We have already studied about the life of Tulsi, Sekhar and Ramlingam, and when we comparison about their lives, we find Ramlingam, who is a big farmer, he is a rich farmer, he has several kinds of facilities and he is the owner of a vast land. But Sekhar and Tulsi are such type of farmers who are poor and they have to depend on other fields. So this is the situation in our country. When we study, we find in the case of small farmers like Sekhar, their land is barely enough to meet their needs. To like this, in our country, 80% of farmers belonging to this group, like as Shekhar, Tulsi. Only 20% of Indian farmers or India's farmers are like Ramlingam, as Ramlingam is rich. These large farmers cultivate most of land in the village, and a large part of their product is sold in the market. Many of them have started other businesses such as they work on their shops, money lending, trading, and a small factories also. We have also looked at farming in Kalpattu, that apart from farming, many people in rural areas depend upon collection of firewood from the forest, animal husbandry, they do dairy product also, they do fishing. So these are the examples of farmers who depend on other work beside of farming in village in India. In some villages, like as in central India, when we study about central India, we find both farming and collections from the forest, such as sources of firewood, collecting mahua, tendua leaves, honey. These are to be sold to traders from forests. So these are the sources of livelihood of farmers or for farmers. So it is an important source of additional income for laborer farmers in Indian states. Similarly, selling milk to the village cooperative society or taking milk to the nearby town may be the main source of livelihood besides farming for some families. So like this, when we study, we find in the coastal areas, we find fishing villages. Now let us find out about their lives. A fishing family by reading about Aruna and Perileven. Aruna and Perileven who live in coastal areas and they do fishing. They live in a village and that village is called Udupet. Udupet is a village which is located close to Kalpattu. Kalpattu, it means Aruna and Perileven live in Udupet, which is not very far from Kalpattu. It is the village located near coastal area. People here earn their living by fishing. Their houses are close to the sea, and one finds row of catamarans. Catamarans are the boats from which they catches fish, and there are nets laying around. So like this, when we study about Aruna and Perileven who live in Udupet, they earn their livelihood through fishing. Aruna says her husband, Perileven, and his brother-in-law are involved in this type of work. They catch fish and they earn their livelihood. So like this, when we study, we find there are so many works that are done by farmers in India and they earn their livelihood beside their farming work, like as fishing, like as basket making. So these are the important sources of their livelihood. The women who buy fishes here carry themselves them in baskets and they sold also these fishes. Now, like this, when we study rural livelihoods, in our country, we can say people in rural areas earn their living in various ways. Some work on farms while others earn their livelihood on non-farming activities. Which type of non-farming activities they do? Like as working on farms involves operations such as preparing the land, sowing, weeding, and harvesting of crops. These are the additional work. They depend on nature for the growth of these crops. Hence, life revolves around certain seasons. So when we study, we find people are busy during sowing and harvesting and less so at other times. Rural people in different regions of the country grow different crops. However, they do find similarities. It means they can be seen in some similarities in their lives, situation, and in the problems that they face. Now we come to know about the situation of their survival. How people are able to survive or earn, this will depend upon the land that they cultivate. Many depend on these lands for work as laborers, and most farmers grow crops both for their own requirements and also to sell in the market. Some have to sell to traders from whom they have borrowed money, and for their survival, many families need to borrow money for their work or when no work is available. There are some families in rural areas which thrive on large acres of lands, business and other activities. However, most small farmers, agricultural laborers, fishing families, craft persons are involved in the village. They do not find enough work to keep them employed throughout the year, so they have to migrate from one place to another place. So like this, I have taught you this chapter. Listen to my video very attentively and try to solve the given question in exercise, and I hope you will try to follow about the life situation of farmers in our country through the life of Shekhar, through the life of Tulsi, and through the life of other laborers, farmers who live in different states of our country. Thank you. Have a nice day.